All right. I made it. A little. Is somebody coughing up a hairball? I hear hairball noises. Am I here? The camera is here. The sound, not so much. Sorry about the delay, everybody. The delayed stream. I have been out house viewing with my parents today. So today has actually not been for me, it's been for them. But one of the houses I took them to is a house that's basically my dream house, but I can't afford it. So what if I can make them buy it? And then I can inherit it. Anyway, it's a lovely place. So it took a while longer than expected, hence the delay of the delay. It took about 1 hour per house, and usually I'm done with a house in maximum half an hour. So that was a little bit unexpected, and hence why I'm a little bit out of breath because I hurried back. I actually had to jump out of the car and skip the third house they wanted to view. I hope that's not gonna fall off in the middle of the stream because that's technically. Hi, Nox. Do you want to join? That's technically just a piece of linen that I put up. Hello, Cosmo, and hello, Ricasso. Happy Sunday. Sunday is back. Nox is back here to knock my pop filter into oblivion. And I just downed a bowl of yogurt because I was also starving. So I apologize for being... You know that's gonna cover my face at some point, right? So they can't see. Can only see you. You are drooling. You are drooling on my pop filter. When you say you're usually done with a house in an hour, do you normally go looking at houses? Or is it something you work with? I'm looking for a house at the moment. So the house viewings, so to speak, usually doesn't take me more than half an hour. It doesn't take me a long time to decide whether I like that place or not. So, but I guess I'm also only one person, and my parents are two people, so half an hour for each person, I guess, with questions and whatnot. So, I've assumed you bought a new one in cash, no mortgage. No, I haven't bought anything yet. Can we just talk about this, Nox? Can we talk about this? I haven't bought one yet, but I think I've found it. So it's a longer process after you find a house. You have to go to the bank and talk it. Is my microphone now under siege, under attack as well? I hope she's not messing too much with the sound. Are you? It takes a while with the house process because you also want to go to the bank and you want to talk to them and you want to calculate yourself, and then you have to talk to a lawyer, and there's all kinds of fun stuffs. But I found a place that's affordable. It's not my dream house, but it's a nice place where I can keep warm in winter, and there is an office room, and there's a guest room, and there's a big bedroom, and it's just a nice open space. The kitchen is big. There is 2 little cat doors already there, so I don't have to install those, and there's a nice little yard where I can make a little vegetable garden or an herb garden. And yeah, it's a good place to be for a couple of years until I can save up for the farmhouse that I dream of. And sunny it is. It is very sunny. And I have so far not managed to get a sunburn, but I am a little bit more red here than... Excuse me, what are we doing? I do have a little bit of a redness up here because it's you forget to spread the sunscreen all the way up to the what's it called? Widow's Peak. I haven't been here for so long. For 2 hours. 2 whole hours. Okay, what am I doing today? I actually have no idea because I just got home. I think I want to level my warrior, to be honest. I want to just continue leveling, but I do want to see what the auction house has got for me first. Also, on today's Sunday, on Friday evening, hairline, yeah, hairline, of course, I'm dumb. On Friday evening, I got my Keystone Master achievement, so I passed the 2000 rating point and got my mount, and I can tick that off now. I don't think we're gonna stop running dungeons because we're actually having a really good time. And I think we can push this season. Right, there's a mailbox here. I'm a little bit... Oh yeah, I sold some shovels. I'm a little bit concerned about the internet, I'm not gonna lie, because I've had quite a few cuts where the box just stops working and all the lights will sort of flash as though it can't really connect, and I need to call the internet provider and ask them what is going on with my box, what is going on with the internet, because it's interesting, because with the LAN cable I can do certain stuffs. I can say watch YouTube or Google things, but I can't play WoW, and I certainly cannot stream. So I need to have it looked into why it cuts out, and it seems like a box thing, because when I restart the box it usually helps, but sometimes it'll cut out again and I'll have to do it several times within 1 hour. Is all the streams in 4K that you're doing is wearing the internet out? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. To be completely honest with you. It's usually when I watch TV. And you wouldn't think that the TV... Where am I going? Well, you wouldn't think that the TV would require an enormous amount of energy. But maybe. Yes. So I am very excited about that house. I really am. I've already started to plan where to put certain stuffs and what to do with each of the rooms and whatnot. There is one room that's been designed for a child that lived there, so there's a couple of walls that are hot pink. And we'll have to do something about that, because I am not fond of the thought of one of my walls being a hot pink. What are we doing? Oh, it's not the cat. I thought it was the cat. It's a curtain because it's windy outside. Danish, right? Yes. Guessing by the slight accent, how come you're having issues with the internet? I live in Denmark as well, and I thought coverage was really good across the entire country. I live in the countryside, and we do have really good internet here. The speed is really good, but I do think, as mentioned, there's something up with the internet box. So it can have some minor technical issues where you just need a new box. You don't need a new internet per se. I do have fiber. Yes. Northwest. I am... Yes. I don't want to be more specific because Denmark is a tiny little country and there's weirdos in the world. But yes, I'm Northwest. And actually the funny thing is, I used to live closer to the capital and we did not have fiber there. I have to draw the curtains, hang on. Because I can't see my screen because it's so sunny outside. Let me see if I can do this without covering the camera. And then I had a cat in my face a while ago, so now there's cat fur everywhere. Needs to eat lots of fiber. Not again that kind of fiber. But yeah, so I have to call them. It's been a problem for a while, so I think that's definitely something. Could also be if there's a lot of people on the same what is that? Sort of internet frequency thing. It can have some issues. But that should just make it slower. It shouldn't cut off completely. I'm just gonna drink some water. Surely you need a new internet provider. I don't know if it's the provider. If it's the provider, yes, I will need a new one. I am renting this place though, so this is not my place, so there's only so much I can do. I put it on the floor because if I put this water on my desk, I might knock it over. So watch me knock it over on the floor instead when I get up to take a break. It is, I don't know if it's the same in other places of Denmark, but it is so dry here right now. It's been hot and sunny for several weeks on end with no rain. And the grass is struggling. And I'm struggling because that means I can't walk around barefoot because it hurts. Because the grass is so dry. I'm a little worried because we have this, like a midsummer festival kind of thing. What is that called? I mean, one of you have an equivalent in English, but it's you celebrate the longest day of the year. And you usually have a bonfire. But that's not a very good idea when it's been dry for this long. I don't think it was last year, but the year before that, we did actually have a drought. They called it a drought, and everything was dry, and the farmers weren't really allowed to harvest because they were afraid that when they used the machines, they would light the corn and the crops on fire. That's how dry it was. So, I hope we'll get some rain soon. I struggle getting into supermarkets at times with the internet provider. Getting into supermarkets at times with the internet provider sponsor. People yelling at me to come look at their office. Oh, okay, one of those. Wanna buy a... Hello, may I ask you a question? What internet provider do you use? I live in the countryside as well, so I sincerely doubt you'll struggle to find something else you can use. Oh yeah, for sure. What happened here? What happened here? Streamlabs, please. I'm so sorry. It says, please refrain from spamming caps. I don't know if you wrote something in caps. Have you tried dial-up instead? Dial-up? You mean calling them? That's the plan. Streamlabs is such a weird moderator. Dial-up internet, 1990s style. I have absolutely no idea what that means. Is that the one that goes through the phone? Chief Colors. I haven't even found these guys to take out. There's certainly a lot of internet providers out there, but again, it's not my place, so I'm not really the one who gets to decide what internet provider is used. That is something the owners need to decide and then let me know. Through the phone makes a lot of noise. Oh, I do remember that. I do remember that. Could you use the phone at the same time? I failed to recall. If you could. Use it. I need to remember, because I still don't have the mount from that Diablo Goblin. So I need to remember to go and have a shot at it every half an hour. So let me just take this guy out. You are a youngster. I am not. I am not anymore. I did grow up with that type of internet. I played Diablo that way, actually. The Waking Shores is the next one. I remember that crappy internet. Could you use the phone at the same time? I don't think you could. But it was, I will give you that I didn't use it for a long time. It was updated rather early, but I used to play these Timon and Pumbaa Lion King games and Donald Duck games like that. I think we got those games in the cereal boxes. That's back in the day. They put really good stuff in the cereal boxes. You got toys and demo games, all kinds of amazing things that made you buy that cereal. If you lifted the phone while using it, it was game over. You nailed it. Oh, hey, what internet provider do you have? Real well, so I got a little too excited and typed out yes, yes in quick succession. Streamlabs didn't like that. Streamlabs is very, very strict. And I have edited that several times. I've been in to check. And it's also because they're not very specific with how they describe each moderation function, so to speak. So if I tell them, yes, please, I would like you to limit the usage of caps, it makes it sound as though they will stop spamming, which means continuously writing out maybe 4 or 5 messages in caps. That would make sense. But if you just wrote 1 or 2, that's a little strict. Streamlabs is an overbearing older brother. Certainly. There's been several times where it's also timed people out for nothing. Where it's just misunderstood something. These days, it's not internet providers that are calling me. It's insurance companies. All kinds of insurance companies. And they always call me when I'm at work. And I have to pick up because I don't have a work phone. So I use my private number for work-related calls. So I have to pick up. I have to make sure that I answer in case it's a customer or something. Or a partner. And it's just so annoying when they call. I've gotten so many offers recently, and you try to discourage them by saying, well, I already have a really good provider and they're very cheap, so I don't think you can beat that price. And then they'll ask you, so what do you pay? And I say, well, I pay such and such, and that's half of what you normally, normal prices are. And then they go, oh, but what if I can match that price? But do you think I'm stupid? You don't think I know you're going to change the price after a year then? Because there's no way you can maintain half of the price of what you usually take for your services for the rest of my life. There's just no way. Because you're getting old. Well, I am. I'm turning 30 this year. It's a little nerve-wracking. I'm going to into the next phase of my life, so to speak. The next 10 years, the next box. But you know, it wouldn't be bad to call myself a house owner at the age of 30. I think that's pretty decent, especially when it's only me and my cats don't really pay rent. It's just me to pay the bills. I think that's pretty good, actually. You know what I'm most excited about? I'm mostly excited about designing and decorating my office, my workspace, my streaming space, something that will really inspire me, I think, to make more content. I'm really excited about it. Trying to reach you about your car's extended warranty. Today's market, that's great, yeah. It helps that it's the countryside, you know. It's not, I wouldn't be able to buy an apartment even in the city. So that's one good thing about living in the countryside. Although the prices are rising on everything. That's why I'm not celebrating yet, because I'm yet to speak with the bank, and the bank are also very cautious these days. But I have got a backup plan. If the bank won't see reason, I will have to find another bank. I've owned houses, hotels, utility companies, and train stations. The game of Monopoly as it all. I have not played a lot of Monopoly in my life because my family, my parents and my brother and I, we all are very academic individuals, and we're also quite proud, all of us. And a couple of us have a really hard time with losing. So it's not a good idea in my family to play Monopoly. We've done it a couple of times, and we've all left the table angry at one another. I think you'd be able to just barely afford a one-room, no bathroom apartment in Copenhagen. Tell me about it. I used to live in Copenhagen when I went to university. The first 3 years of university, I lived in Copenhagen, but that was a shared apartment with my friend and her sister. It was an apartment that was owned by my friend's parents, and then they rented out the other rooms. So there was 3 main rooms, and there was a living room, a kitchen, and a bathroom. And that was okay. That was possible for me, but that's because there were 3 of us to share the expenses. I would not have been able to live in an apartment like that. It was even an old apartment with an old bathroom. It was not new. But I hear about the prices of apartments. I think my friend, actually the one I used to live with in her parents' apartment, she just bought an apartment in Copenhagen for more than 2 million. It's just insane. And that's even quite cheap for the size of apartment that she got. Look at all this stuff here to pick up and farm, and can you please not disturb me? Thank you. But yeah, the dream house is a place with quite a bit of land and some stables and just lots of nature, sort of isolated a little bit from the world around me, in the countryside, of course. So that's the I can make do with a good house until I can afford that dream house. Okay, what am I doing here? I am slaying some ill stranglethorn tigers and some panthers. So this blood scalp thing is later. I have a quest here later with the little raptor hatchling. Oh, maybe that's here. Maybe that is here. Let me just get over here. It's been quite a busy weekend actually for me. So I didn't mind telling my parents, you know what, just look at the last house by yourself and let me return home to play some games. Because today I slept in, but yesterday I was up early to do some circuit training on the beach, which was lovely, but I really needed the sleep. So I did that, and then I came home and I cleaned the entire house. I vacuumed, I dusted off, I did the bathroom, I did the kitchen, and then then I baked sourdough bread, and then I had some family coming over for dinner in the evening, so I made lasagna and salad and blackberry pie and homemade garlic butter. So it was a busy day. And then I had time for a little bit of video gaming before going to bed. But then I was in bed past midnight, I believe. So this is a good day. And today, I wonder if I have time after streaming, because I did want to do a bit of gardening. On my way home, after being dropped off by my parents, I went past a little private stall with some plants. And being curious as I am, I went up and I had a look, and she or he were selling tomato plants for 5 crowns, Danish crowns per plant, which is about less than €1, less than $1. And so I had to get 2. I do already have 2 tomato plants, but I've been thinking I wanted to get a couple more. So I have those 2, and I need to pot them somewhere before I go to bed tonight. Maybe I'll have to do it tomorrow. I might have to do it tomorrow because I need to get some dirt. I have to. And I also have to find somewhere to actually plant them. Blackberry pie with garlic butter. No, the garlic butter was for the fresh bread. And for the blackberry pie, I made whipped cream. 5 Danish monies is a good price. Keep the seeds, make more. Maybe I could. The thing is, though, with tomatoes, they usually die, or they will die after the summer. They will wither. You can't really do much, so you have to replant every year. If I was in my own house, then I might. There is also room for a greenhouse in that house I've been looking at, and if I have a greenhouse, I could keep harvesting edible things throughout the winter. Maybe not tomatoes, but something like cucumber or some herbs. That'd be really nice. What do you want? You want me to what did I just pick up? Favorite skull. I just need to get a skull from one of these, no? Skull. Where is it? Nowhere. Oh, okay. It's something I have to turn in first. Gotcha. We still need a couple of tigers and some raptors up here. Maybe with that attitude, they'll die. It's a fact. I can't do anything. I've tried. I've had tomatoes some summers in a row. I think maybe 2 or 3 summers in a row we've had tomato plants. And I try. I treat them really well, and I give them lots of water and lots of love and lots of sunshine, but they die. They just, at some point in time, they stop giving energy to the tomatoes, so to speak. They stop growing and they just wither. They just go, okay, well, that was my lifetime, bye. Which I guess is fair. I have done my duty. I have produced enough tomatoes. Now I rest. I'm quite curious to see what those tomatoes will turn out to be like. One said, what was it? The name of it? It was a complete standard red tomato. That's what Google told me when I looked it up. And the other one, I think they'd written the name wrong. I think it was supposed to be something like the Gardener's Delight cherry or something. And they just written some kind of gibberish. So I couldn't really look up what kind of cherry it was. So that's very curious to see. Who knows? Maybe it will be a legit cherry and not an actual tomato. Even in a greenhouse. I'm pretty sure. At least that's what my colleagues have told me when we talked about plants. I have one of them. She gave me some of her little dill babies. She has a lot of plants and she's got a greenhouse. And we were talking about tomatoes and she said, yeah, that they would die. You'd have to replant them every year. But maybe I don't remember correctly. I do not know. And then my basil plant is thriving. We had some of it on the lasagna last night and it was very good. Very, very good. What have you guys been up to? Have you been playing WoW? Have you been playing Diablo? Because it seems like everybody is playing Diablo except me. And I've decided I'm not going to because the game looks a bit too dark for me. And even if I could tolerate it, this room is very, very bright. And so I wouldn't be able to see a thing. I don't want to be ambushed by demons and zombies and all kinds of other fun stuffs. I do know, though, that if I was playing, theoretically, I would probably play a rogue. Back in the day, when I played Diablo 2 Resurrected, initially I made a sorceress. And then I also made a rogue. And I loved I had these dual claws as weapons. Like fist weapons. It was very cool. I really liked it. Back then you couldn't customize the look. You just had that one look for characters. And then the only customization was the actual outfits. I am losing space in my bags. Mail, cloth, which I have the appearance of, plate, some King's Blood I could transform. Might as well play the game with the screen turned off. Exactly. Exactly. Isn't it quite dark? It really looks that way, especially in the dungeons. And I remember it being quite dark. Actually, even hard to see at times. A gun I don't have the appearance of. Not that it's anything special. Like, I mean, I guess this is nice. The decorations on it. One more panther. Right here. Shadow more panthers. Let's go over here with the raptors. I have been getting back into playing The Sims though, which is nostalgic. It's kind of an off thing I play when I need a break from the dungeons. I helped with a charity stream yesterday, raising money for a thingy. It went poorly. Oh no! Well, when you say helped, were you streaming yourself or were you donating? Hello, VJ. How's it going? Welcome. Happy Sunday. I hope you've had a great day so far. I've been house viewing with my parents. So not actually for me. I did house viewing myself on Friday. I want to say Friday. Twice, because I went once myself, and then I was so excited about it, I told my parents they had to see it as well. And then we went in the evening, right after. So I'm very excited. Hopefully I'm going to the bank next week. I hope they can set some time for me to see them. Got my gaming chair and built it. Works great. I'm so happy. Congratulations. What gaming chair is it? Is it one of these? Is it a secret lab or is it something else? Because I've loved this one. I can definitely vouch for Streamlabs. A secret lab, not Streamlabs. Streamlabs is the older brother moderator of this channel. Secret Lab is the chair. It's a Razer. I didn't know they made chairs. Is it any good? Donating, keeping the chat going. Whilst a streamer, an artist, the challenges and such was funnish, but a bit slow. Not sure why they chose early hours of the morning. Well, sometimes they don't have a choice. With their own schedule and whatnot. But it's certainly not the best time. I can agree to that. We have had some wonderful morning streams, very cozy morning streams, but it is it's no secret that those morning streams don't do as well as the afternoon streams. And that's just because the majority of viewers on Twitch and YouTube in general are from the United States. And they're sleeping in the morning, or they should be. I have been considering something. Seriously. I wonder if I should go back to YouTube for the streaming. Because Twitch is just not treating its content creators very well these days. There's new policies that they're placing, and it's just they keep sort of shooting themselves in the foot in terms of treating their actual, I mean, I guess, providers, their agents, that well. And YouTube is generally at the moment not better, but it's more stable in the sense that they haven't actually changed their policies negatively towards their streamers. It's a bit harder to be a streamer on YouTube because the discoverability seemingly is not as good, and there's not as many ways that viewers can donate money. But they have added so many new options for that on YouTube that it's looking better. You can actually have subscribers now, and where I can use my emotes for subscribers, and you can have sort of extra subscriber content that you add, home videos for instance, or extra streams, or whatever your heart desires. And then there is Super Chat, which is a donation just like bits. It's just not YouTube's own currency. It's actual an actual donation in money. So I seriously consider it, guys. I don't know, what do you think? Charity was Livslinjen, Danish mental health and suicide prevention charity. That's really nice. That's really nice. They immediately rolled it back. Yes, but then I know that they did. But that just the fact that they added it made me spooked. I will not suffer on it because I'm so tiny. I don't have any sponsors. But maybe at some point in time, I won't be so tiny. Hopefully, I won't be so tiny. I actually looked back, and it's only been 3 years. Some of the big streamers out there have been doing this for 10 years or more. And that actually, something hits me. Oh, it's you. That actually put some things into perspective for me the other day. I was having one of those days where I was thinking, well, is it all worth it? Things are not really working out that great. But then it's still going in the right direction. I'm not losing followers on YouTube. And I've only been doing this for 3 years, which is nothing in comparison to others. So how could anyone have read those policies and still have let them out the door? Exactly. I don't know who came up with them, but it can't have been someone with a lot of insight into general streaming. I do follow a couple of content creators that stream on YouTube, which seems to work out really fine for them. So maybe, and then maybe in the future I can switch back in like 5 or 8 years if I want to be part of those special Warcraft events and whatnot, which is the dream. Wherever you go, that's where you are. That's not wrong. That's not wrong. It's not wherever I go, I'm not. I've been learning a lot of new functions and new ways of animating in video editing recently because I'm doing this video guide for work. And so there's certain things that I want to add to those videos that I need to learn how to do first. So I've spent a couple of days just learning and not actually adding much to the video itself. But those things I learn, I can use in my own content creation. And that's pretty nice. If you go back to YouTube, I'll still be there. That's where I found you originally. Thank you, Darylis. I appreciate that. I will certainly let you guys know and give you a fair warning. And the stream schedule will also be the same. It will take a bit getting used to for me again, I think. Because the whole streaming system is quite a bit easier on Twitch. But maybe they've changed it. The scratching noises really throws me off. I'm really curious to see what my parents decide with the house viewings. They're viewing 3 very different houses today. One is a place I would live by myself if I could, if I had the funds. One was this sort of luxury farmstead with a lot of land, and it kind of was lacking some personality, to be completely honest with you. It was just luxury. It wasn't really charming. And then the third place is more of a, or was it my mom referred to it as a living, a living machine? Because it's sort of a standard nice living space that just has people come and go. Hey, nice stream. Have you tried Diablo 4 yet? Thank you very much. I have not tried it, no. Initially, I didn't try it because it's expensive. I would like to because I used to play Diablo 2. But it's expensive. And then I started to get quite interested and quite curious and was thinking, well, maybe if I just, live off oatmeal and ketchup for the next couple of weeks, I could afford it. But I think the game is too dark, to be completely honest with you. I think it would be difficult for me to play, especially in this space. I don't have blackout curtains. I've only got that makeshift blackout curtain behind me. And so I would have difficulties seeing what's going on my screen. So I think for now, I'm not going to play Diablo 4 now. You need a goblin artist in the basement. Oh no, I forgot the goblin! I forgot the goblin. Ugh, I am so bad at this. I'm so bad at this. I should almost set a timer for myself. This is terrible. I need the mount. Diablo 4 is much more like Diablo 2 than 3, thank God. Well, I have heard quite bad things about 3, so that is good to hear. I'm disappointed in myself for forgetting. Let me just sit down on this beach. No, hang on, I can wait. What's next spawn point? The next one is Orgrimmar. Okay. It is too dark indeed. I struggle sometimes seeing things even with lights off. I get that it's supposed to be dark, but it's almost like those Game of Thrones scenes where it's just too dark. And yes, the atmosphere, but you can't enjoy it to the fullest because you can't see all the details. And that's just quite a shame if the details are fantastic. Orgrimmar in 5 minutes. Yes, Orgrimmar in 5 minutes. I will give it just a couple more minutes. Just a couple more minutes. Like that scene on the top of the icy wall in Game of Thrones. I couldn't see anything. I remember that. I remember that. And then I saw the scene where the lights were actually increased and turned up. And I couldn't help but think, oh, so that's what it was supposed to look like. Or that beach scene in House of the Dragon. Ridiculous. There is mood, and then there is too much mood. You know what the best thing about making lasagna is? Leftovers. Leftover lasagna is the best leftovers. And I have some tonight. I did a thing with this lasagna. I actually made it of minced chicken instead of minced beef. Because I'm stingy. And the minced beef is so expensive these days. Especially where I shop. So I was looking at the prices and I just went, nope. I have got some minced chicken in the freezer and I'm going to use that. I'm going to do the exact same thing I would otherwise do while making the lasagna, but you won't convince me to buy that expensive beef. Which is also kind of fine because that means you eat less beef. Save a bundle and have roadkill? No, thank you. No. There's not actually that much roadkill up here either, so I don't think I could make an entire lasagna out of it, even if I wanted to. I just added some more cheese to compensate. Which is also super expensive, but I can't... You can't skip the cheese, in my opinion. You can't really find a good alternative for cheese. You could ask for offcuts. Stop it! That's gross, because stop it. Well, there's a mosquito in here. How lovely. I have the biggest mosquito bite on my ankle. It's terrible. It's going all bluish now. It's... Yeah. That one was rough. This week has been weird for me because I've been working from home almost 4 days. And I'm not used to working that much from home. It's been lovely, don't get me wrong, but I actually had to go in and say hi on, was it Friday? Because I was missing my colleagues. I was missing talking to somebody. How are you doing today? I am good. How are you, Fuse? I feel energized. The weather's amazing. And I worked out yesterday and the day before yesterday on the beach. So that's always really nice. I saw on Twitter that the very hairy people are less likely to get bitten by mosquitoes. They don't like making their way through the hair. So you're saying just grow out the hair on my legs and I'll be fine. Buy a fur coat and wear all the time. I mean, it makes sense because my cats don't get mosquito bites, as far as I know. Stop it. Well, someone's got the charge over here. I don't think I'll get it. I have this feeling that I won't get the mount before the event ends. And you know what? It's actually okay. It's not the end of the world. Got something to do with your blood type and blood temperature. I think that's true. The mosquitoes of Denmark love me, but the mosquitoes of Japan would not touch me. So they must have preferred a different blood type. And then when you're out for runs, for instance, and you're sweaty and smelly, the flies and the mosquitoes will love you. Just got it yesterday. Congratulations. That's really good. At least you got it. Makes me feel a bit better. Wasn't even on the first kill of the day either. You know, I feel like that increased drop rate is not anything major because I've also not gotten any of my things on the first kill of the day. Like the bags, and I only recently got the guitar. Definitely not on my first kill of the day. You got all items from the Goblin event. I was just missing the bag that I got today, finally. That's good. That's good to hear. On your main, I assume. I think I have, I don't think I have that Hearthstone, that scroll thing. I think I'm missing that. Yeah, I only have the scroll storytelling. That's something else. And I just got the guitar yesterday. Tome of Town Portal. Yeah, I don't think I have it, have I? Yeah, oh, I do. Oh. The Broken Tusk. What Hearthstone have I? The Broken Tusk, where is that? Interesting. have a duplicate Balion. My main, yes. I cheated though with the amount when I... Oh, you bought it. Okay. Oh, you bought Diablo 3 back in the day. Yeah. I think that must be the same for my Guildie. He also has it. He said he got it in the past, so that must have been for the Diablo 3 event. All right. We'll pray. I was actually viewing 2 houses the other day when I found the one I would like to move into, and the other one was it had more of a yard and was more secluded and had an amazing view over a field and only a few neighbors. But the house was just too old. I would be comfortable there. The kitchen was fantastic, but it was just cold and brown everywhere, and the walls outside needed some serious love. So that was too much work. I wish I could take the second house I viewed, or the first house I viewed, the one I want to buy, and move that into the lot of the second house. That would be perfect. I need to check that makeshift curtain in the break, that it doesn't come off. I really so much look forward to. I'm too excited, okay? I look so much forward to moving into that house and setting up my office. That's the one thing I look forward to the most. Paying all that money to find you have to spend more money to make it livable. You should get a discount. Well, it is quite a cheap place, so they have taken that into account. But you still have to do a lot. Like, the difference between the two houses is not, I would say, great enough. That's gonna hurt. So, so you'd have to invest quite a lot in this house, and that's just not something I want to do. All right, nothing. Nothing. All right, I think I need to refill my water bottle because I didn't get to do that when I rushed to the stream. So I will take my short break and then I will be right back. All right, I'm back. I had to go and there was a bucket outside, which is one of my trash cans. We have sorting trash here in Denmark, and I had emptied it on my way out for the house viewing, and I'd forgotten about it, and I just noticed, so I had to go and pick it up just in case I'd forget it again. Okay, speaking about forgetting, I need in 20 minutes. I need to go to the unknown plains. So please remind me. And we'll try to make it. Right. More jungle stalkers. Remind you. Thank you. Please do. To forget. No, not to forget, please. Please. My car is still at the mechanics. I'm a little bit worried about it. Most of you should know the story by now, how it's wonky with the acceleration once you... Now it's actually once it gets warm. So once you reach the point of, I don't know, having driven for 10 minutes or so, it'll do it, which is really not very good. So I hope they get it fixed. I hope they don't make it worse. And then, you know, shrug and go, oh, sorry, can't fix it now. Because then I'll just have to not pay the bill and then they can have the car, I guess. It would not be great. I would be quite sad to not have a car all of a sudden. And then I went to the dentist as well, the yearly checkup. And it was a new dentist that I haven't tried before because a year ago I was living in Aarhus in the city. And I had a different dentist. So I went and he looked for a couple of minutes and then he goes, "You are what one might call a boring customer." Because there was nothing. So that was a good surprise. That means I don't have to go to the dentist more than once a year. Which my wallet will be very happy for. What else happened? What else happened? I think that was actually quite a lot, all things considered. Don't have teeth, money saver, only eat runny peanut butter and oil. Ew, no. I'm pretty sure you can eat all other, all kinds of stuff, even if you don't have any teeth. You can eat yogurt, you can eat ice cream, you can eat soup. You can probably also eat very soft bread, mashed potatoes, rice. You don't have to chew rice, technically. What else? Canned tuna. I don't know, do you have to chew canned tuna? Small cubes of alligator. You, Ricasso, are so random sometimes. Talon of Tethers. There was it yesterday? Yeah, I think it was my family yesterday that told me this funny story. So a local, I wonder what he is now. Farmer, maybe. He used to be one of those people that go around and like empty cisterns and empty drains and stuff for, all kinds of delicious grime and poop and stuff. He used to work with that. He used to drive around with that. And there was a story of him going to a farmer. Can I transmog this? he went to a farmer's place, and said farmer told him, what was the story? So he would take basically manure from cows and pigs and whatnot, and he would spread it as fertilizer on the fields. And there was a farmer who had dropped his fake teeth into the manure, I don't know, storage, or where they place the manure and stuff from the cows. He dropped his fake teeth. And so he went to this guy with the car, the cleaner, and he said, well, I dropped my teeth. And then they had to go to the field where he'd spread this manure out as fertilizer and find said fake teeth. And the story goes that this farmer, after finding his fake teeth in the field, just grabbed them and put them in his mouth. Because who cares, right? I tried to keep things interesting. Local yokel. What? But, yeah. Sometimes these farmers just... I think they're very thick-skinned. I don't think they care in particular about hygiene. Put the poop teeth in his mouth. That's the story, at least. But, we live in the countryside, small society. People only have the fun they make themselves, which is, gossip and stories. So it could just be a story. It could just be... Yeah, you didn't give it. That's right, Cosmo. Scientists study these peoples for immunities. I think they should, honestly. But I used to play outdoors when I was a kid. And I used to, make mud pies and collect little beetles and have snails crawling all over my arms and whatnot. And I don't remember necessarily being very good at washing my hands afterwards, and then I would go have lunch or something. I think it's fine to expose yourself to a little bit of bacteria. I think that's actually good for you, because it does make you immune to said bacteria. Of course, you don't want to develop a stomach ache or anything, but I'm just saying, I think it's better to be exposed to these things from a young age than being wrapped in cotton and not allowed to go outside in case you get dirty. I mean, I've chewed on all kinds of funny things. A cockroach. I don't remember how it tasted. I'm just gonna let you know in advance in case you wanted to ask that. But yeah, I found it at a gas station, I think. I don't know when it was, but my mom told the story. She saw me chewing on something and she went, Autumn, spit it out. And I spat out a cockroach. My mom, as a child, fell into a farmer's cesspit. Oh, that might be what it is then, where you put the manure. Almost drowned. Her mother was so cross with her for losing a shoe. Oh my goodness. Imagine drowning that way. That's truly a disturbing way to die. But they are dangerous, though. Here we go, Last Panther. And in 10 minutes, gotta go. Here we go, and then Fang of Bagheera. Gotta find Bagheera then. Most kids fear quicksand or the Bermuda Triangle. You gotta be more realistic with your fears, honestly. Why would you fear something you'd probably never visit. I do remember being afraid of quicksand, though. I don't think I've ever encountered quicksand. I've encountered something very sort of mushy and something you could potentially get stuck in, but not quicksand. Most people here, I will say, fear snakes. I did see a tiny little snake the other day on my run. And it hardly had time to react. I was running, and I was running on the beach, and there was one of these little dips where it was lying in the sand, gathering heat. And I jumped over it, and as I jumped, it curled up in sort of a, don't hit me kind of gesture. Snakes, nature's stick that bite. I'm fine with snakes. I used to really like snakes. I still like snakes. Maybe at some point in time I'll have a snake. But I understand the people that don't like them here, because if they do bite your dog or your cat, it's not good. It could be deadly. I'm all with the spiders. I've killed a lot of spiders recently. It's summer, so it's spider season, and the little ones that I see crawling around, little black ones, will eventually grow into the huge black ones that wander into my bed at night in winter. So I kill them now. I take them out now. The big black ones and the big brown ones with the long legs. It's just really gross. Really gross. They look like small huntsman spiders, to be honest. I wonder if they are the same family of spiders. I should. Last thing I could do is sleep in bed after a spider's been in it. I haven't seen a spider in my bed, but there was that one huge spider on the wall, just right next to my pillow, right next to my head. If I hadn't been woken up by one of my cats, I would not have seen it. And I don't... Ugh, just thinking about it gives me chills. It was truly a disturbing experience. My parents didn't believe me until the next day. There was one that ran across the floor in our living room, and it was so loud. You could hear it walk across the floor. That's how big and heavy it was. I say heavy. Technically, insects aren't that heavy, but this one just was. What if it left a leg in there and I accidentally breathed it in? Well, that's just its leg, though. Isn't that fine? I'm pretty sure we eat all kinds of really weird stuff throughout our lives. Not gonna lie. Dirt and cockroaches and spider legs and all kinds of yummy bacteria from the ocean when we swim around. I should get one of my sea mounts up. Oh, just 5 minutes. 5 minutes. It's not really worth existing. Well, it comes with certain risks. I'm not gonna lie. But I wouldn't give it up, I think. Regardless of how much spiders scare me. I can still smush them. They don't scare me so much that I'm completely immobile and completely unable to defend myself. I can defend myself. I wonder what I mean, I would probably be afraid of spiders in, say, Australia, because we all know how poisonous, how venomous? How venomous some of them are. Like the funnel web spider is just We've encountered a few of those actually during our travels in Australia, and they're not nice. Knock on wood, none of us have gotten bitten before. My mom was very close to being bitten by a sea snake once. It swam up right into her face, basically. It was a miracle that it didn't feel threatened by her. It's one of these white and blue coral snakes. Quite venomous. Anyone else feel itchy? Let's change subject, shall we? Let's talk about puppies instead. Let's talk about dogs. My parents want a dog. Not right now. They will want to buy or move to a new house first. But they did get contacted today by someone they know whose neighbors have puppies. And I told them I think they should go for it. Little golden retriever puppies are the best. So yeah, let's talk about puppies instead. I'm not gonna get a dog myself anytime soon with my 3 cats, but maybe in the future. Golden retrievers, do they actually fetch gold? No, they just look like gold. They are the best boys, honestly. Best dogs I've ever met. Golden retrievers. They're a bit smelly, but they are so adorable. I should have set my Hearthstone to somewhere around here. I should in 2 minutes. Let's see if I can make it back to camp in 2 minutes. 2 minutes left till 5 minutes of waiting. Yes. So, since I have to go to the plains, I think it's better that I get there well ahead of time. I think I should be able to make it back to camp. Depends on how many stops I make along the way, though. Oh, how nice. Someone buffed me. Thank you. I definitely need the intellect as a warrior. Oh, that's stamina. Oh, that's okay. That's good. We are raiding tonight, and Wednesday we cleared Skarn, finally. We took down Skarn, and then Magmarax. Magmarax, I think we all agreed, were a bit of a joke. Magmarax is less of a boss than the first boss is, I would say. So we cleared that one in one go, and then we started progression on Neltharion. Or Shaded Neltharion. And we actually made it to phase 3. I think we just made it to phase 3. We got used to the whole corruption thing. So on heroic difficulty, when the octopus men, when the minions of N'Zoth, or the minions of the old gods, spawn, some of the players will be corrupted and will be able to see it, and then they hit it and bring it out of the other realm that it's in, and then the other players can attack it and take it out. But when you are corrupted, you're also attackable by your friends, so you have to be really careful in that phase. So that's where we made it to and got that one practiced a bit. My inventory is full. Okay. Sell some of this stuff. And then I am going to Anaran Plains. Here you go. Upgrade. Yay. Okay, let's go. 5 minutes till coming. Thank you, Ricardo, for reminding me. What was I talking about? I forgot it. I forgot what I was talking about. Oh, I was talking about raid progression. So hopefully we can get Neltharion down tonight. And then maybe even more hopefully we can take down Sarkareth. And we will be done. And we'll probably be re-clear a couple of times, knowing my group. Still waiting for LFR to open up. What? Is it not open yet? Is Elephant really not open? Okay, let's go to an ARM planes real quick. Let's go, let's go, let's go. It's the only way I'll see the inside of the rating current content. I hope it comes up soon then. I really thought it was open. Is it not open? Or is it just normal that's open? It should be open. Because my friend has been doing it in LFR. Maybe it's not been LFR, maybe it's been groups, pre-made groups. Huh. Even Altharian? I think so. How long? I mean, hasn't season 2 been up for a while? Was it then? The last boss is not open. Really? That's so slow. I was sure it was open. My bad. Yeah, that's slow. They should just open it up already. Why is there a delay though? Is it to encourage people starting their own groups? I've always wondered about this. Why there would be a delay to LFR. Atherian is up. I think that one is a fun fight. I think most of them are fun fights. Maybe not Max. Well, that's because it was too easy. Is this a mistake? I think it's a mistake. I'm gonna go back. I can't get over the fact that I can't use flight form here. It's the worst. It's the worst. I just miss being a druid so much. I'm surprised the tier catalyst isn't up yet either. You're right. It's not. I've been wondering about that. I like how angry people get on a or quit in the first wipe. There's a lot of that. There's a lot of that quitting on the first wipe. It's the same when you're doing PvP and you're starting a group, for instance. The first loss you have, people will leave. It's quite funny. I had one match that was last season in arena skirmishes where there was a certain, I think it was a shaman. He just decided he did not like me. So if he was on my team, he would just sit and do nothing and have us lose that match. And if I was up against him, he would target me and only me. It was the funniest thing. I think he got a little angry because I took him out in the first match. It's just, some people are funny. Some people are really funny. What is so difficult about doing it perfectly for the first time? I mean, rarely anybody will do it perfectly in the first time. Like, nobody does it perfectly in the first time. You learn together. That's why I like progressing with my guild and with my friends, because we learn and get better together. None of us are pros in the new dungeon or the new raid to start with, regardless of how many guides we watch. Of course, it's a good idea to watch some guides before you go in there, so you know what you're signing up for, and you know not to stand and stuff, and when to stand and stuff, and when to soak, and have some basic background knowledge. But you can read about how to ride a bike, but you won't actually learn how to ride a bike before you try it with your body, and your body gets used to it. All right, let's go. The shaman's chamber. I was just so confused. I was so confused why he was mad. It was just really funny. We should go back to Stratholme as well. And keep farming that one, the charger. I also want to farm the Charhound from Antoras, which I also don't have. These goblins are running so far. I don't know if they know exactly what they're doing or where they're going. They must be super confused. Who knows, maybe they didn't even plan to go to Azeroth, the realms of World of Warcraft. Maybe they plan to go elsewhere and they step through that portal and they go, huh, where am I? And then they just get slapped. Okay, no mount. Sorry. Thanks for the chant though, Ricasso. Okay, I will just park my character here then. So, indeed. And I also noticed that I am only one follower away from reaching the goal of this channel, which is currently to get 350 followers. So if anybody would like to follow and you haven't clicked follow yet, I would appreciate it. All right, what was I doing? Back to the warrior. And I want to go and learn flying. So let us fly to Stormwind. We're not following and refollowing help. No. It is the total count that has to get to 300. Okay. Hemmet Nessingway Jr. I just really dislike these quests. I am not a fan. I still do them though because they're good experience, but still, it's the worst quest line is the one with Nessingway. Okie auction house and postmaster in the mail, but there's no mailbox here. Okie dokie. So I have, by the way, I have put in another stream for Tuesday again. I want to see if I can go back to streaming twice a week as well. So we'll see. Just we'll take it a day at a time before I set it up as a weekly occurrence. But I put that in, and then I don't know if I will make it to stream on Sunday. It depends, because I've got my brother's graduation and then my friend's birthday on Saturday, and then I have to go back after said birthday on Sunday afternoon. So I want to see if I can make it for Sunday stream. If I can't, I will see if I can compensate in some way and reschedule it. Here you go. Obtain an icon of Tsul'kalu, an icon of Mahamba, and an icon of Hogyan. Butchered that pronunciation probably. Here's a pot. Here's a lore tablet. Oh goody. Is there any new gear I should equip, by the way? No. We go to Stormwind to auction some stuff and send some stuff to my other characters. Oh, there was a... Oh, anyway. Pro tip is also regarding the goblins. After you killed it, join another group. Looking for group for another attempt. If you're lucky, you can get 2 to 3 kills per spawn. Really? Oh, that's a good tip. Thank you. I didn't know that. Yeah, maybe. I didn't know people actually made groups for them because it's just quite a long time you get after the portal spawns to actually reach the goblin. I'm really curious about what my parents are going to say to those houses. So curious. Game is so quiet right now. There's no music. Hello? Oh, there we go. Come back. Best not to move into any houses made of chocolate. I think it's a good time to move. I was asking the current owners of the house I've looked at when I could move in. And fortunately, they said as soon as tomorrow, like whenever you're ready, whenever you can. Here we go. Flying. Slow flying. Such a heavy butt. So that's good. I think it's good that I won't be moving in winter, because that's not very nice. All right. King's blood and wool cloth. Could sell some of. It's not the best to sell cloth these days, not gonna lie. Moonstones, earth roots, Swede. I'm surprised these things still sell relatively well. Oh, I can transform these. Summertime's probably best, so you can see what side of the house is a nightmare to sleep in after a hot day. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. That is actually very true. That's a really good point now that you mention it. I think the room I want to use as an office is also the one that is the hottest. The thing is, the two bedrooms, one of them is very big, so I would wonder what I'd need all that space for. Unless you want to make it a combined bedroom and office, but I don't think I want to. I would like to have sort of this separate office space where you can sort of really concentrate. You sort of separate the work and the leisure, if that makes sense. I think that's it. Does anybody want to buy ores? Perfect, they do. I think good copper. Yeah. Oh, good. And I'll send this gun over to one of my hunters. Oh, yay! I sold stuff. We get storms, so you can check for. True. I think it would be very good if we could get a storm to come in sometime soon here. Thunderstorm with lots of rain. The grass and plants would be so happy. Oh, I should use some talent points. Forgot about that. Where is my jump? There is heroic leap. Perfect. And then cooldown of pommel reduced. Auto attacks have a 20% chance to hurl a weapon at a target to other enemies in front of you. I know I want more rage. It's always good. Shattering throw. Wrecking throw. No, I don't need more throws. Slime deals an additional 30%. Pain and gain. Oh, yeah. Let's go with that. And then, well, in rage, your auto attacks can't miss. Then raging blows deal 15% increased damage. Yes, let's go with that. Gaming hammock for when you're gaming, and a sleeping hammock for sleeping. So that. But yeah, I'm very excited. It's been a dream of mine, and it looks like said dream is finally within reach. And sooner than expected. Okay. It's interesting. I had this feeling when we went from 2022 to 2023. I had this feeling of, hang on, why am I logging off? Of starting anew in a way. I had quite a rough year, 2022. I had difficulties finding a job, then I found a job and it was really bad. And then I found another job, which is also really bad, with just horrible bosses. And I was having difficulties in the apartment I was staying in because things were getting more expensive and it was very noisy outside. And it was also starting to get a little bit... I didn't feel quite safe being there. And then, of course, I lost the job in the city, and on a whim, I just went to the countryside for a summer job, which I had for a couple of months, and I was very happy. And then I got headhunted in a way for this job I have now, and it felt like someone finally saw my potential. And I love living in the countryside, so it seems like this year has, so far at least, been my year. So hopefully it will also be my year for my own place. Best kind of dream to come true. It is. I dreamt I ate several different kinds of birthday cake, and I think that's achievable too. That is a very good dream to have as well. I also look forward to, in just a few days, when my friend is having her birthday, and there's going to be several kinds of birthday cakes there as well. It is the dream, really. different kinds of cake and different kinds of ice cream, and it's just, you should, I think, if you live healthily, you should allow yourself to have these cheat days once in a while where you just go a little bit ham. It's fine. I do it. I do it sometimes. Although I don't feel terribly well afterwards. It's some years ago where my friend and I, we bought each of our own tub of Ben & Jerry's ice cream. I bought one with brownie. And I just ate until I felt ill. And then I had these heat waves during the night as though I had the flu. It really felt like I had the fever. It wasn't very good. I wouldn't recommend it. I think I'm just gonna look at the time, and I would like to try for that goblin one more time and extend the stream just a little bit, just a few minutes, because I was late. So I want to go and turn on the oven real quick so that can heat up while I stream. So I'll be right back. Here we go. Thank you for waiting. The only downside was some of the cake being served that didn't use a fork Just give me a handful of cake using their hands. That sounds like a true dream scenario, you know, where things don't really make sense. It is sometimes as though your brain doesn't completely think things through when you dream, where something like getting a piece of cake, your dream doesn't actually consider using a utensil to eat cake. You just here's some cake. It's very sort of basic and simple. Or here you are digging a hole, but I'm not actually thinking of giving you a shovel. It's just 1 second you have a flat field, and then the next second there's a hole that you dug. And you don't have a shovel. What is... Oh, I'm flying. Of course I'm flying. I was wondering if there was a bug or something, because why is my horse flying? But that's because this horse can fly. I completely forgot about that. Where'd he go? My little raptor. He left me. Oh, he gave it to me. Okay, perfect. Perfect. Is that new? Because I remember this quest, it always, you gonna come with me, or are you stuck, or are you digging, or... I remember it being a little bit buggy. I hope I can get around to getting this character to at least level 60. Because I'm quite bad with these ults. I make them and I level them, and then I stop leveling them around level 30. And then I start a different ult. You gonna run anywhere? Yep, you are gonna run somewhere. Come here. I think if I can, I need to try and stay in the shade tomorrow. I don't have a sunburn, but I can feel the sun on my face. I can feel the UV has taken its toll on my skin cells. So I think I think shade is good tomorrow. Or at least maybe the day after tomorrow. I do have some circuit training in the forest tomorrow. You gonna give it to me? Thank you. Did I miss? Not much. Did I say anything exciting? Oh, there's a chest. I remember these chests. I remember the importance of these chests back in Vanilla WoW. Finding one of these, and then you had to roll with your group on who got the chest. Another level. I think, how many? Is it 4 levels? 3 levels, at least, during the stream. That's not bad. Not bad at all. Is he still digging? He's still digging. Objective complete. Alrighty, you can stop digging now. And I can stop running around here. We go back to camp. I should set my hearthstone for that camp. Thinking about it. And then we can go and camp. That must be Stormwind then, the next spawn point. So Stormwind. 5 minutes left to go. Oh, thank you. May be slightly delayed by these doodads. I also have a demon hunter that I made recently who needs to be leveled, so I can't come up with new ideas anytime soon. I've got several characters I need to finish first. And they have to wait with the next patch because I'm not ready for Night Elf Warlocks yet either. I've been wanting Elf Warlock for the longest time. Because it's the class I play the most. I've just really been wanting to make one. And now it's possible. Elf Warlock. I wonder what spec I should make. I have an Affliction Warlock, and I also have a Destro Warlock. I don't have Demonology, but there's just so many demons. I don't know if it's too many children to take care of, if it's too many pets. I could try. I could give it a go. I best start thinking names. That's the biggest issue, isn't it? The names. The names. You're right. I should also think about that. That's what I spend the most time on in the creation screen, unless I have already thought of a name, like Jigsaw. Jigsaw was a name I was holding on to for a good old while. Alrighty. Here you go. Some new gloves. I needed that. And oh, I just can't see your question mark. Here you go. And there is a vendor. I haven't collected that appearance. Okay, I'll keep it. I could send this character back to Stormwind technically, but I don't know if I'll have enough time. It's gotta be catchy. I have to Google it just to make sure it's not a slur. You can come up with your own name. Honestly though, I have so much respect for authors who can come up with names that don't exist yet. For instance, all the names from Game of Thrones. Have I done it on Demon Hunter Day? I'm afraid I have, so I will go on my mage. Names like Arya or Sansa or Daenerys. How do you come up with names that sound like they should have existed? That sound like names. On by the boy pig. Yeah, well, that one maybe not so much. But other than that, I'm just... Or take the Marvel universe with Thanos and Gamora. It's just... I just wish I had that ability to make up names. I can't. I have to steal. I have to steal names that already exist. Philip or Sabrina or something. Sci-fi just adds Alyssa drops one. That's true. You could do that. That's true. Or add different letters that wouldn't initially make sense. Exchange an I for a Y or the other way around. Stephen becomes Steven and Adam becomes Adama. Oh, you're right. That actually works really well. Pro tip. All right, where's he gonna spawn? Where are you at? I can sell some stuff while we wait. Let me get on my yak on top of a tower here. That's what I love about Stormwind, is that you can just land on all these houses. Do I want to keep these? I kind of do. They're nice and brown. Why did it sell my bag? Give me that. Give me that. I want to use it in my bank. I should have time before he spawns. There's an extra bank slot. This is a bank gold. So of course I need more of these. This is a 22 slot bag. It's not great. But we can always use more bags. Yeah, look at that. I even have a slot purchased already. And some... Okay, I should flop this in. I don't think I'll ever need these Corthian armaments, but you never know. Someday. Autumn without the N or the A. Same name. Utum. Utum. That's not a bad name either. All right. This is it. This is it. Okay, what have we got here? Requires level 60. Oh, that's so sad. I can't join the game. Oh no. I'm too tiny. I'm only level 51. And I have no idea what I'm doing with all these abilities because I haven't actually leveled this character. Remembers a group up afterwards if the mount doesn't drop. Okay, you're right, you're right. I should look for pre-made groups, custom goblin, I guess. Goblin. Goblin. Okay. I will take it afterwards. Oh my goodness, this is scary. Mechanomes just... Gnomes are just the most horrifying thing to ever walk Azeroth. Not a job though. There's nothing on job though at the moment. I wonder where I could find some more pots for my tomato plants. Little tomato babies. I love gardening so much. It's again one of those things I look so much forward to in a house, is to make a little garden with some nice soil for the plants. There is actually also space to plant some potatoes. I could make a little potato garden and grow my own potatoes. That would be awesome. I don't eat a lot of potatoes, but I think I would eat more potatoes if I had my own. Again, the garden isn't too big, but it's relatively big, actually. So I would have liked to have, you know, a view across a field, but in the future. I have learned recently to lower my bar a little bit and dream a bit smaller until the right time comes. But oh my, I have such a hard time containing my excitement. I'm so sorry. And I'm not even discouraged by the fact that I'll probably be discouraged by the bank. But you know what, bank, you can go and... I don't know. I dug up some garden potatoes, cleaned them up, boiled them up. It's mint from the garden. With mint? Why would you boil them with mint? What does that do? Because I've got a lot of mint as well. And I have not thought of using that for anything but tea and drinks. Minty potato is nice tasting. It sounds a bit weird to me. How much? I need to try that then. All right. Goblin mint. Don't overdo it. Like a handful of mint should be enough. That sounds so interesting. I've had potatoes that are fried in the pan with parsley and butter and salt, and that's really tasty. I should be able to do that myself. Got some fresh fish as well I could eat with it. All right, tag. And now we just wait for him to be taken out. You'll end up having to drink toothpaste to dial the mintiness down. What? No, we don't want that. We don't want a potato that tastes like mint like that much. Sounds really interesting. Owie. I hope I will have enough basil to make pesto. I would like to make some bars, some jars of pesto. And if there is enough, I might be able to, ice cube some of it You can actually make it into ice cubes and then freeze it, and then it'll last longer. And homemade pesto is something I've never made before, but I know. Or I've heard. I've heard, so I almost know that it's way tastier. Okay, get him up. Nothing here. I joined this group. Maybe it is this group. Oh, it's not. There's another one. Perfect. Pesto ice cubes that ruin my drink. Don't put it in your drink. You take an ice cube when you want to use some pesto for, say, your bread or in lasagna or whatever you want pesto for. So you take a couple of ice cubes and you unfreeze them. Don't put them in your drink. I'm dropping 100%. But I hope so. Cold irons increase drop chance. Good job. Good job. There is one thing though. If I want to make pesto, I probably need a blender. I don't have a blender. I only have one of those hand mixers, and I don't think that has the same effect. Oh, I can cast arcane intellect. I can buff people. I've not done that before. Hand mixer is better than a fork. That is true. Or a little knife. Oh, I have some ginger beer left over from yesterday. I should have for tonight, because otherwise it'll go kind of bad. I have ginger, and I also have red wine. Oh dear. Can I drink both? Suppose you could tie a fork to an electric toothbrush. I mean, some things, in some scenarios, you can say you can do what you want, whatever you want, as long as you try hard enough. But I don't think you should do that one. I think in some cases you might consider your own safety first. Ah, lag. So many people here. I'm just gonna throw some ice lances at it. Here you go. Blizzards. I think I saw in a TV clip or something, must have been a comedy or a cartoon or something, someone tying a fork, no, putting a fork into a an electric screwdriver. Nothing. I got a charm thing. Goblin. Is there any other goblins up? Why, there is. Leave party. Is this world mode on or world mode off? How come it's so late though? Let me in. Let me in. So they plugged a fork into a screwdriver to use it for pasta. God darn it, it's full. Okay. Okay, well, I can't stretch it any longer then. It's a few minutes ahead in other Legion. Oh, maybe. I am gonna eat some food. I'm gonna go and have leftover lasagna, because we've been talking a lot about food, and that has not helped on my appetite. Quite the contrary. And I need a bit of a break before we raid. I am gonna be back on Tuesday afternoon 4:30 EU realm time as usual. Thank you guys for joining me. It was a really good time, and sorry again for the delay, but very exciting. Hopefully I've got some news from the bank next time we meet. Take care of yourselves and take care of each other until I see you.